Hey everyone. So it is a pretty nice day. Um, Comfortable. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like it's a good day to fertilize. We've had some rain the last few days, and some of the things that I need to fertilize are in containers. So those things naturally lose nutrients quicker than the things that are in the ground. So it's been a while since I was out here to fertilize. So I figured it's a good day to do that because it's not scorching hot and it's not going to rain at all this week. So yeah, I'm in the shed. I know that I had showed you this briefly before when my husband had cleaned it out and got it all together for me, but I haven't really done too much with it. I just have everything in here. So I pretty much have, this is where I was harvesting my dill. I have a whole thing of dill here, and then this is all dill here, seeds. I still have to get more seeds out of this, but that's all fresh dill from last year. I've got all of my pots, and let me turn you guys around a bit. I got all my pots and different containers for seed starting there. Twine and different things that I need, tools and pruners, and my spray bottles at the bottom. This spray bottle I got from Andale, one of her small giveaways, and I use that for disinfecting my pruners when I'm doing things like tomatoes where there might be signs of disease or whatnot. What I do between plants is I spray that. That's just rubbing alcohol. So I spray that on my pruners between plants so that I don't spread any diseases. That is just a pot of seeds that I had brought out to start not too long ago. And then this is all stuff that I have for fertilizing. So I got this huge bag of worm castings, and worm castings are some of the best one of the best things you could give your plants as far as for fertilizing. Worm castings. So I can make a worm casting tea with that, or I can just sprinkle that on my plants as like a top dressing. You really can't go wrong. It's not going to hurt your plants. It's not going to burn anything. Some fertilizers are really harsh and they can burn your plants. That's not the case with worm castings. This one I got from somebody, gave me this. This is a bag of sawdust that I use when I make my fish fertilizer. This is still a bag of rabbit manure that I had left over. This is my fruit and nut. And then I've got the berry and acid loving fertilizer there. So just a crate of different fertilizers. So that's about it. I've got some sheeting, some plastic sheeting that I had planned to use for when I had the greenhouse up. But we all know what happened to that. And that's about it. I got some seed starting materials up here. My peat pellets, cocoa coir, more seeds up there. My neem oil, my molasses for when I do my fish fertilizer. So my chargers Those are for my different, my weed whacker and my Saker chainsaw. I will probably, where's it at? So what I'm gonna do with the worm castings is I'm gonna use these little baggies that I have. So I got these a while ago for seed starting, but I don't know, they just were not big enough for me. I got them thinking that they would be better than the cells, but they're like the same size pretty much. They're not very much different. So I got these little, you know, baggies, mesh baggies, whatever you want to call them, you know, to start seeds in. And I didn't like them, but I held on to them anyway because I figured I could use them some other type of way. And I usually send cuttings out with these, and I use them for different things. So my plan is to fill some of these with the worm casting and make like tea bags out of them. So I'm going to make worm casting tea bags. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put that in my bucket that I have my fish fertilizer in. Guys, so I got these 2 tea bags here. I've just pretty much connected them with a piece of twine. That way I can hang it somewhere on the bucket, like on the handle or whatnot. So I'm going to put these inside the bucket with my fish fertilizer, and we're going to enhance the nutrients in that fertilizer. Alright, so here's my bucket. And I have mentioned to you guys before, this bucket does not stink at all. You can't smell it at all. Oh, something got in there, like a little beetle or something. But anyway, so basically I just come out and I just give it a good stir. Get those bubbles going. Get some oxygen in there. I'm going to add a little bit more water to this, but like I said, there's a handle on, let me set this other stuff down. There's a handle on the side of here, so my plan was to, yikes, my plan was to put these in there like this. Hard to do this with one hand, and then that way they're inside the bucket. So I am going to add some more water out of my rain barrel, and I'll leave those tea bags in there. So this is another bucket that I had, and this was the rabbit manure, the bunny brew that I had left over. This was all that I had left from that. So I'm going to take water out of there, and I'm going to fill this up, and then I'm going to also take some of these jugs over to the fish fertilizer, and I'm going to add some more water to that. I don't know what happened to my watering can. it blew away in one of the storms we had. But I haven't brought myself to even buy another one. I just have all these jugs and containers laying around that I'm just always using anyway. So, I don't know, I figured I would just use what I have, right? Instead of spending more money. Looks like there's still a really good deal of manure in the bottom of this bucket. I can't imagine that the nutrients have been lost. It's been covered up. And the thing about rabbit manure, it's a cold fertilizer and it will not burn your plants. Excuse me, Zeke, you're in the way. Thanks. Yeah, it won't burn your plants. Unlike the homemade fish fertilizer, that has to be diluted. It can be a little too strong for the plant roots. So I think I actually killed one of my jalapenos because of the fish fertilizer. Even though I diluted it and nothing else seemed to be bothered, I just don't know what else would have killed it. It was, it was fine one day and then it was dead the next. But I do have to say that there is some new growth on it, so that's promising. So here's the manure tea. I'm gonna put this in the wheelbarrow or whatever cart, and take that in the garden. And then I'm gonna fill these up so that I can add more water to the fish. All right, so here's my bucket. It's about a third of the way full. That was the fish fertilizer. If you're wondering why it's red, it's probably from the molasses. And if you want to know how to make this, I will leave a link in the description of the video. So, let's get this water in. All right, so this is what the bucket looks like now. Those tea bags are submerged, so that'll start to leach more nutrients into the bucket. But in the meantime, I am going to use this fertilizer as is. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this rabbit manure fertilizer first. And if I happen to run out of that, then I'll start using this. But I'm going to go ahead and use this up. I've got lots of plants to fertilize, so let's get started. So I'm just going to use this Panera cup. I don't have anything fancy. The fancy stuff that I had, Zeke chewed it up, so because it was plastic. We're going to get these peppers. I just put a cup like right in between the 4 peppers there, like right in the middle there, so they all can get some to their roots. These are watermelon, and these are the ones that I got from Ukraine. I added this trellis for them to climb, and then it'll just connect to the arch and hopefully they'll go over. These are my scarlet runner beans all coming on. The hummingbirds love these beans. Pollinators love these beans. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this to the watermelons. So that's about it, guys. I'm gonna do this for the rest of the garden, and like I said, if you want the recipe for the homemade fish fertilizer, I will leave a link in the description so that you guys can check that out. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. And like I said, it doesn't smell. It doesn't stink. It is awesome. So yeah. Otherwise, that's gonna do it, guys. I'm just fertilizing. It's a beautiful day. I hope you guys are out doing things in the garden or just doing things outside. And until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.